Ready to go, guys. Just trying to figure out the camera setup. I did have it set up in a nice way, but then I had to switch the phone and okay. Hey Charlie. Okay, that looks okay. So let me lower the music and let me close the door. Right, so I have two builds today. I have two minis, both in white. Very excited for it. One with Zelios Sacurios and one with Hyco Violets. I'm gonna let me check if you can hear me. Testing the sound, testing the sound. Testing the sound, testing the sound. Right, got a nice echo here. That's perfect. So what I'm gonna start doing is I preheated the soldering iron, and I'm gonna start by soldering all the PCBs. So there's gonna be 4 plates and 4 thumb clusters, and those builds are without RGB, so I do expect it to go pretty fast. And anyway, I have only like 4 hours ahead of me, so I hope to be done by then quick. Let's throw this away, as well as this. Alright. So I need 2 right ones and 2 left ones. So that's right and right. And then left and left. Salut plutôt. Yeah, both are without RGB. And then left, left, and right, right. Yeah, it's the same as the Skeletal, just one less car. I have someone knocking at the door. Alright, that was nothing. Okay, let's double check. Left, left, right, right. Right, this is very stressful. I'm not used to streaming at all. So I'm gonna start by preparing the pads, and I'm gonna turn on the fan. So probably you'll start getting a bit of noise. And tell me if you can still hear me. I think it'll be okay. Okay. So yeah, let's go easy enough. That was the left, another left. Fan is for fumes. It is for the fumes. And it is also getting very hot in Netherlands. So the problem in Netherlands is that as soon it's very damp, right? There's a lot of humidity in the air because most of the country is under the water level, and it's built literally on water. So the problem is that as soon as it gets a little warm, like let's say 25, 28 degrees, it becomes completely unbearable and you cannot sleep at night anymore at all. And I'm renting an apartment which is south facing, so it's very nice in winter, spring and autumn because I get a lot of natural light. Also very nice for plants. I take care of a lot of plants. But then as soon as summer hits, for probably 2 months I cannot sleep because it gets so warm in my room. So I mean, this week next week I will be going to a few shops to install some sun blinds outside to see if I can save my sleep during summer this time. Right, so that's 2 lefts, 2 right. Let's do the thumb clusters as well. I forgot this one. And this one. Okay. Now I need a specific tool, which is here, and that's called Bruxelles. Oh, it's moving, and it's a normally closed pants. It's normally closed. It's nice, and I'm gonna be using. The camera is moving a bit, but it looks okay, I guess. And I'm gonna be using those standard SOT 123 diodes. I have a notification on this call. Let me check it. Okay, it's spam, and I do need a lot of them, so I'm just gonna bloop and put them a bit everywhere. And then let's go. Yes. So if you're watching this later and you're looking at how to build a keyboard, the important thing to look out for is to make sure the diodes are correctly oriented. So there's a little line on it, and it needs to be aligned with the PCB. That's something to pay attention to. I'm just gonna do all the thumb clusters, I think, first, and then I will switch to the plates. Oh, this one is not completely soldered. Let me switch back to Twitch. Here, reverse clamp, damp hot. I like damp hot. It describes very well the Dutch summer, and it's something I did not expect at all, because when I moved to Netherlands a year and a half ago, I did expect it to be very cloudy and very rainy, and it was like this. The winter is basically, well, normally it's rain all the time. This winter was very forgiving and very nice. So that was nice. But summer, I didn't expect it to be so hot and so warm. And as soon as July hits, everyone is just naked in the street. No, yeah, not naked completely, but you know what I mean, in the streets and going to in the canals for a swim. And I mean, I do as well, but so you put some solder on one side, then I put the solder on one side, then I melt it, I put the diode in, I remove the soldering iron so the solder cools down, and that means when it's cooled down it holds the diode, and then I can remove the normally closed thingy. Okay, so that's the thumb clusters. Let's do the other side of the diodes. So that's left, right, right. I'm usually much closer to my PCBs when I work, but if I get closer like this, all you will be able to see is the top of my head, and it's not that nice. Alright, so the thumb clusters are done. Let's put them on the side and let's do the main plates. And those will take some time. Thing is, work like this is not my favorite. It's very repetitive. Of course, what I like best is designing, but designing doesn't pay itself, except when you're a web designer or something. I mean, even when you're a web designer or a photographer or whatever, you always, as an artist, end up in this situation where you start doing something which you love doing, be it designing or 3D printing or photographing, and I mean, in the end you have to pay the bills, so you end up doing work that you love doing, but like you need to be on a very careful line so you don't get disgusted from your own hobbies and passions. And that's what I try doing. I try to always have a nice blend of boring repetitive work like this, like soldering and packaging, and on the side spend a lot of time designing, which is how I ended up with the Scylla, which is right here, by the way. It's right over here, which is just a gorgeous keyboard. I love it. Let me check the stream. Belgium, Florida. I can't see anything from. Yeah, I cannot see anything, but I've done so many of those that it's pretty much automatic now. It would have been a bit more annoying if I had to solder in the LEDs as well. I mean, eventually maybe I do get an oven. It will be nice, but at the moment it's not really necessary. I'm doing not that many pre-builds. Like if I end up doing a Kickstarter or something, then for sure I will get an iron. I did find for free an iron. What's the name of this thing? the thing you use for clothes, you know, when you have like a nice shirt and you want to make it flat. I did find one of those, and apparently you can just put the PCB on top of it and have it have it melt, but I don't trust it. And Charlie, you're asking about the factory, and they do offer assembly, but the problem is that they only offer it for PCBs that are 1 millimeter thick or more, and those are 0.8, and it's already on at the limit. Like normally I do 0.6. These are 0.8 because then I can get a nice color. I can get the nice black and not pay too much. But I wouldn't go more than 0.8. And 0.8 they don't offer any assembly. And then there's the other problem, which is that you get assembly, right, and it's only on one side. I'm pretty sure that the LEDs will be a problem for us for assembly, because they need to go through the little holes here, and I don't think my manufacturer will offer that. Yeah, it's an iron. Yeah, but this is also an iron, so soldering iron, but still. Okay, so there was one that didn't work out. This one. Oh, it's because it's, let's move it, try to move it a little bit. Yeah, got it. Okay, that's one done, 3 to go. So far, so good. On the timing. Yeah, it's easy to meditate on soldering when you have an oven doing it for you, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I also find it relaxing. It's a nice break from dealing with customer support and designing, and like you need a little bit of everything. But normally when I solder, I do it all alone, or maybe I share an atelier with a friend, so maybe I have this friend over and we chat a bit, or I have some music playing. But so streaming like this is pretty new to me, and it is distracting. Like it's nice to just keep talking to myself and to the people, and you know, I talk to myself anyway in general, so. Okay, whoa, almost out of diodes here already. So I did cheat a little bit, and I pre-flashed the Elite Cs with QMK, because my laptop is on the side, so I can look at the Twitch stream, and I mean, I will have to test the keyboards very quickly at some point, but QMK Toolbox has been working very, very unreliably for me. So, and I didn't want to spend 10 minutes on stream unplugging and replugging and restarting QMK Toolbox, and it's a bit boring. So they're pre-flashed, but that's it. All the rest I'll be doing on stream. Yeah, Charlie, that's absolutely right. You need one leg per switch. And I am dealing with a lot of customer support in the sense, in a very specific way. So I don't have a lot of clients, but that's mostly a choice. Well, also because I wanted to have a chill month for once. Start taking like one day off every week. But so since my products are so expensive, I don't sell a lot of them, and I end up talking a lot with my clients. So I do get sometimes the usual, the person who just finds the website and orders a keyboard and I ship it and that's it. But most of the time I spend at least I send at least a few emails or discussions on Discord back and forth to talk about their project and make sure the keyboard will fit their needs. And sometimes I have custom projects coming to me, like I'm printing this skeletal in Wizard Voodoo, which will look amazing, and I have the gold keyboard as well, hot swap. And I also have a lot of questions, often by email, about hot swap and RGB and open sourcing and do it yourself. And I mean, it's a choice, right? I could choose to either ignore them or just send them off to a wiki page or something, but I try to always be very, very exhaustive in my answers. Okay, so this one is okay, done. And I end up writing those super long emails, but people always find it really helpful, and in the end that's what I want to do, is help people. So, oh nice. Yeah, that's also the amazing thing is, since okay, that's one left and one left. Since I have those so few orders, it also means that I can develop a relationship with the clients. And I do think it's very important to at least talk a little bit with each client, because those keyboards are something you will use potentially every day for many years. And I know that, at least for myself, when I go buy a chair or a mattress or a car, I will of course ask my friends and do some online research, but it is very hard to find reliable professionals who will advise you without anything in the back of their mind. So for example, you go to buy a car, most of the garage, they will try to upsell you, right? Well, most of the big commercial garage. Or you want to buy a mattress, and the shop will try to sell you this expensive mattress. And sometimes you find this really nice person who knows a lot about this stuff and is not trying to upsell you, but just trying to help you. And that's what I try to do. Is I do end up with a lot of people just redirecting them to other keyboards, because it turns out that my thing will not be the best for them. And so what if I lose a sale? Okay, this is very annoying to do. Maybe I'm standing up, so maybe my back is starting to hurt. Maybe I go find a chair. I will do that actually, but then the camera is probably gonna move a bit. Let's try and fit it here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Careful. Ah, this is so much nicer. Oh yeah, this is nice. I'm just sitting now. Ah, it's so much better. Okay, let's go. Well, it's a bit more annoying to see which side the diodes go, but I can live with it. Always evolving the design also. Yeah. That's also the thing, is I did have a lot of discussions around bulk producing and maybe outsourcing the printing, but the problem is that, yeah, I'm constantly making small tweaks to the designs, be it cases or PCB, so most of the time I end up just printing when I get an order, and that's it. And it's been working okay so far. I mean, at one point I did try to sorry, I tried to print a few cases ahead, but meanwhile I did a few upgrades and then I ended up with cases that I couldn't sell anymore. Well, that's the thing. I have a lot of cases and PCBs laying around that could perfectly go up for sale, but it's just that meanwhile I've upgraded the design and I don't feel comfortable selling something to someone while knowing that I've made a better design meanwhile. Okay, so we're 3/4 done already. That's the right and that's the right, and then we'll switch to the cables, so it will be really funny. Happy hacking key. So tell me more, because I've read a little bit about the happy hacking keyboards, and like that's the thing with me is I had a TKL and then I had an XD75 and then I directly jumped into the deep end and 3D printed myself a Manuform and hand wired it. So those more commercial keyboards, I didn't really follow what's the deal with them. But if you give me a few details in the chat, I will look at it and tell you how I can relate to it with my keyboards. Because from what I remember, the happy hacking keyboard is just a normal mechanical keyboard, right? And maybe there's a few like there's a special layout, I guess, and I think I remember they worked a lot on the software, so you have something ready to go. And I guess it's also very nice to be able to just buy the thing pre-soldered with whatever switches and already with keycaps, and then you literally just have to plug it into your computer and use it. Yeah, so small. Okay, let's start with a small form factor. It's something that I already kind of have with the Mini and the Skeletal. And the new keyboard coming, the Scylla, is also much smaller. It has the same switch placement as the TBK, but it has a much lower footprint on the desk. So that's also going to be interesting. For the software side of it, I haven't really looked into it, mostly because every person will be different, will have different needs, obviously. Because I don't have the time, because a lot of reasons. I did work a bit on the RGB and on the key map, but I didn't really work on macros. Because I feel that at the moment, most of the customers I get are enthusiasts, right? And when you are an enthusiast, you will start looking into QMK and macros and do it yourself, basically. I'm still pursuing the idea of making a professional commercial offer, but then I will need a warranty and I will need macros and guides and PowerPoints, and it's gonna take a lot of work. So I think I'm just gonna start slowly phasing out the TBK and switching entirely to the Scylla, and then from there see where it goes. Oh yeah, the layout. I completely agree that the layout of the HHKB is definitely easier to use. I mean, the keyboards I'm making are ergonomic, 3D curved column stagger keyboards. It's a niche within a niche within a niche, but it has its audience, and like I do really like the fact that I get a lot of clients who get one because they have some kind of health problem, be it RSI or else. I do really love to help like this. And I just, most of my work is actually making it more accessible. Like the Scylla, the main thing is the do-it-yourself kit is going to be cheaper than the TBK because of the progress I've made and some new PCBs and research that's already done, and I don't need to cover. And I do like, I do like trying to help more people get into this hobby, because it's very intimidating at first. You need to get a 3D printer and some amoebas and hand wire, and it's a mess. Okay, so now is the fun part, which is the cables. So I got those cables from Farnell, flex strip, and they are amazing. So I need to do, those are 20, and I need 5 and 6 and 4. So 5 times 4. Okay, let's move the diodes out of the way. Let's start with the 5s. Okay. How many do I have here? 8, I think. Yeah, 8. And I need 4 times 4. So that's 2 times 4. And 4 times 4. And then I need 4 times 6. Let's start with here. And it's 1 times 6. Two times 6, 3 times 6, and no, Charlie, unfortunately they don't make the strips in black. Otherwise, I can guarantee you I will have been all over it. No, they don't do them. It's too bad. Okay, so let's start with the plates. I could paint them, yeah, sure, but maybe for a custom build I will do it, but just for regular builds it's way too much effort. For this builds, which are white, I did kinda want to get white PCBs, but they turned out to be too expensive, and then it's also another stock I need to track, and it already takes a lot of time to track all the PCBs I have in stock, so I want to limit it as much as possible. I don't know, did it stop for you guys? Can you still see me, guys? Okay, yeah, cool. Oof, everything is fine. Those flex strips are so nice to work with, so nice. So much better than just having random. I used to use 28 gauge wire, and this is so much faster. See, bam, voila, already done. Amazing. So that's one. That's left one. Let's do another left. And I have them under the desk. I'm not gonna. Oh, I have them here. Let me show you. I have those PCBs, right, which I make for Dactyl Manuforms, which are here. And on the new, so this is a hot swap, which doesn't work yet. I have the new version ready to order. On the new version, I have those connectors, like on my own PCBs, and I think it's gonna help a lot with building more easily, faster. Well, thing is, if you're gonna just do it yourself, or I guess for O keycaps, it might not be worth it to use flex strips, because those are some very expensive ribbon cables. It's stupid expensive. It's rated for something ridiculous like 120 volts and 5 amperes or something, and of course if you want it to be worth it you have to buy them in bulk, and then you have to pay for shipping because it ships from Germany or Belgium I believe, and it's, yeah. That's 2 lefts, let's do the 2 rights. Hey, I have 7 people online. I never thought so many people will be interested by making keyboards, which is a bit of boring work if you ask me. I mean, at least now it's fast, because I remember back, I think a year ago or something, I was a year and a half, yeah, a little bit less than a year and a half ago, I was making those hot swap keyboards, and then you have to prepare the amoebas and connect them with cables and then install them and hot glue them, and it's terrible. I'm never going back to that again. It took me like maybe 8 hours to make a keyboard, and then you had so many reliability issues and so many issues during the build, like probably a bunch of them. Did I mess up? No? Okay, I'm good. This one shall be 4. PCB, those PCBs are so reliable, so much more reliable, but I do get a lot of requests for hot swap, and there's a lot of issues with it. I mean, hopefully in 3 weeks, something like this, I will get a new PCB which will work, but then you still have the problems of hot gluing it, and then probably a few switches will be a few hot swap things will be at an angle, so the switches will be hard to insert, and yeah, it's terrible. However, so far I haven't had the time to try them yet in a build, but I am very happy with my single column PCBs which are here. I'm gonna wait till I see it on the screen on my computer. Yeah, I haven't tried them yet, but they look good. They look solid. I'm gonna use them for the all metal Dactyl build. And the problem with the metal Dactyl is that it's steel, and so hot glue doesn't stick to it at all. So I don't know how I will install the PCBs, but that's a problem for future me. Right, let's connect the thumb clusters as well. That's right. If anyone is messaging me on Discord, by the way, I will not see it, because the only thing I can see on my computer at the moment is the Twitch stream, so I can keep monitoring it and make sure that the lighting is good and the placement of the PCBs is correct and everything. Installing the switches will be very fun. Oh, I did cheat a little bit more, which is I did prepare the cases ahead, because it makes a mess and then I have to clean it up with the vacuum cleaner, and it's not really interesting work. But it took me, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 minutes per half, so maybe 20 minutes for the 2 keyboards, something like this. Yeah, the minis are way more annoying to clean than the TBKs and the Scylla, mostly because of the skeleton design and because it's more cramped, but it's doable. the Sila and the TBK, it's amazing. You basically take your pliers and poop poop, and it basically falls by itself. Okay, final one. Yay! Left goes to left. Yes. You mean you didn't plan for a 15-hour stream in which the printer is making case? No, I didn't. Even the case, the mini case prints in 10 hours, I think, 12 hours. 10 hours. I got one printing right now, but the thing is also, it's now 2:30 p.m. here, and I do have to go see a friend at 5, so if I'm done before 5, great. If not, too bad. Okay, so now I have to prepare the shields. And Quad Zero, if you're watching this is for you. Because the poor him, he where are my elite suits? Oh, they're all the way over there. Let me go get them. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that was a terrible idea. No. Okay, it's all good. I fixed it. Okay, let me put the chair, come back here. Oh, I really need to make myself a dedicated stream setup at some point, but I'm gonna move. Hey Weza, how is it? I do have I'm gonna move to a bigger atelier soon, so then I will have more space, and probably I just hang a camera to the wall with an arm or something, and then I can stream a bit more regularly. I mean, I am in the atelier a lot, so yeah. So when does the gaming? Which gaming? We're not gaming here. It's only for work. So what happened with Quad Zero is he installed the Elite Cs and everything, and then he connected the strip cables, and he did it backwards. He connected the right plate to the left adapter and the left plate to the right adapter, and then he had to cut the cables and desolder them, and it was a mess. Over. Yes. But can it run Doom? Can you run Doom? Oh my god. Can you run Doom on Elite Cs? Okay, so that's enough. Okay. I have 1 and 2 of them, and that's the 1.3, so it goes here, yeah, and here as well, and because I did switch the minis to the, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I have 2 different versions of the adapter, and one of them, the hole is a bit more to the side to accommodate for the TBK, and so I have 2 adapters, and yeah, I really need to work on my PCB storage. Yeah. Cool. Soon we will have a Splinky. Okay, let's go. This is C. So Plutonium, who is on the chat here, is making me a new PCB, which will be basically an Elite C with the audio jack and the screw holes and everything. So it means I will not have to do what I do now, which is add the headers and solder them, which is honestly so far the only part of the build left that is annoying and that I can optimize. I think I've optimized pretty much everything I could to make the build as fast and reliable as possible, but this is the last thing to do. Where's the gaming? I'm a gamer boy. I'm gonna start selling gamer boy water. Let's make sure the Elite C is completely flush. I like crocodiles though. Yeah, I mean, even with gaming, I like gaming a lot, and I used to, but it comes and goes depending on how much work I have and depending on my energy level. So for example, a month ago, I managed to somehow play through Nier Automata again, one of my favorite games, and then it completely burned me out, and I haven't played anything since then, not even a few minutes. And I would like to get back into it, but I like games that that require a lot of attention and effort, like boomer shooters. For those who know the term, like the new Doom games, and the Pro Deus is a really big favorite of mine as well. But it requires a lot of effort, and usually when I go home, I have barely enough energy to cook myself something, and then I just have some coffee and work a bit more, and then I'm exhausted and go to sleep. Yeah, looks good so far. I've never played the original, no. And I do want to. There's a lot of games I want to play, but the problem with those old games is I have difficulties with either the graphics, or which have aged really bad, or the gameplay, which is like, because the game is made to be played on older materials, and it doesn't play well. And there's a remake coming soon, and I'm very excited for it. And I did play the remake of Half-Life, which was called Black Mesa. I played it last year. I really enjoyed it because Half-Life was the first game I ever played as a kid. So I was really happy to be able to play it in... Oh yeah, no, it's Replicant. Sorry, it's Replicant that I want to play. Yeah, see, the annoying thing with those adapters is you have to really make sure that they are completely flush. Otherwise, you will have issues fitting it. Blah blah blah. Checking up on online stuff. Nothing much happening. Okay. Yeah, well, plutonium. I'm only 25, and I played Half-Life when I was. Oh, that's when I was what, like 13 or 14 or something, and I played it in terrible conditions with this super crappy old computer, and I don't know, from memory I was probably playing it in 480p or 720p with 10 FPS or something, and then I was so bad at it. I was terrible. I kept dying, and I had no idea what the story, what was going on about, but I loved it. And I played it again and again. And then the Portal games and the new Half-Life games when they came out. And okay, I'll show you an example, Charlie. So I don't know how well you can see here, but there's the Elite C on top and the adapter at the bottom, and in the middle of them there's those headers, and because of the way the case is designed, you want to make sure there's no play that there's no there all three of them are completely pressed together, because otherwise when you install it, that means the USB-C will be maybe a bit higher than it should be, and then it will not fit in the case, the hole for it in the case. Oh, okay. Yeah, what I was gonna ask what time is it in Japan anyway, but if you cannot hear me, then probably you will not answer. Oh yeah, this is so annoying. This is so annoying. I really cannot wait to get the new PCBs. It will be amazing. I don't know if I can make it in 4 hours. It's going pretty okay so far. And I mean, when I'm done with them, I do usually spend maybe 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes just connecting it and checking everything and double and inspecting visually all the diodes and all the cables and shake it a bit, see if everything works. But I'm probably not gonna do that on stream today. Okay, I do have to answer a friend's message. Okay, I moved the camera a bit. Okay, it's back. Okay, so that's 3 out of 4. Whew, so far so good. For some reason, the number of people watching keeps going to up and down, so I guess it's random people stumbling on the stream from the Twitch page. And then wondering what the hell is going on in this video and then going away. Yeah, I've never went to Japan. Actually, I think my closest interaction the only interactions I've had with Japan are anime and doing Aikido, and that's it. I mean, even then, even back when I was working as an engineer, it was too expensive for me to go. And now with Corona and me working this entrepreneur stuff, it's not even. I mean, hell, I'm in the same city for 7 months now. I did go to some friend's place in another city, that kind of stuff, but I think in 7 months I haven't gone further than 50 kilometers from my house or something. It's ridiculous. Yay, Corona. And I do want to go back to France at some point, but the situation there is a bit complicated at the moment. Let's see, so I messed up this one a little bit. This one is not very straight. Oh, you did Aikido as well, Bester. Yeah, I used to go there a lot, and then we had those weekends as well where you just gather with everyone else from the school, and then for 2 days you just do Aikido non-stop. It was amazing. Mentally and physically exhausting, but amazing. So I was talking and talking and didn't really pay attention. So, and maybe I messed up this one, so I'm gonna leave it on the side. And before installing it, I will double check that it fits correctly. And if it doesn't, I will just prepare another one, which will take even more time and be annoying. But hey, why is the Twitch chat not going down? Okay, got it. Yeah, Aikido was nice. I kind of started. I used to swim a lot as well, and I did start to get back a little bit as well in rock climbing in Netherlands. But then they closed everything, of course, and now I haven't. Well, also with the company taking so much time, I've been. At least I eat healthy still. I eat a lot of vegetables, but I've been my the amount of exercise I get has been really not enough. Yeah, rock climbing in inside walls. So let's check this one. Does it work? Oh. Okay, yeah, seems to be working. I do not know Garches. Maybe I do. I don't know what is Garches. What is it or who is it? Well, a lot. I'm saying a lot, but a lot means just going there 3 times a week and swim a few kilometers and that's it. Like the most intense activity I was doing was Aikido, and that's it. All the rest was and Aikido was really because I loved it. Most of the, I mean, I did kind of like swimming as well, but I did also exercise a lot just to exercise. Just go running and near Versailles. I do not know Garches because I lived very little in France actually. Um, I lived 5 years, I believe, in France, and that's it. Um, and I lived in the south, near in Grenoble, near Lyon, and that's it. Oh no, that'll have been insane. That will have been way too much. What was I gonna do? Yes. Um, yeah, I guess let's install the cables. And for that, I will open the documentation on my laptop because there's 5 and 6 and they need to be installed in a very specific way. And if I don't, then it's messed up. And I don't want to do that on the stream. Install the cables. Okay, got it. So probably before I start installing the cases, I will go wash my hands. Because those are some very nice white cases and I don't want to put my dirty stuff all over it. It will be plutonium. Wait, I have it here. Let me get it. Up. So the 10 minutes I've just spent soldering all this stuff, you don't have to do it when you have a Splinky. Look how nice it is. You just install the cables and screw it in, and that's it. It's so nice. It's so nice, so much better. So that's the right, and this goes here. So that's for the right and that's for the left. This goes here. Yeah, and that's for the right, okay. And the cables go from the top and So the 5 one is C3 to R1, and it goes to C6 to B5. So it goes on this side. And this is something I always double check, because otherwise it's so much effort to you have to cut the cables and desolder them, and it's usually I just scrap the whole thing and just start from scratch. And it did happen once, and when I was just starting to build. Now I'm just very careful, and that's the nice thing with the Splinky as well. So it's made really specifically for my keyboards. Is you cannot make a mistake. It's 5 goes into 5, 6 goes into 6. That's it. Okay, and then R3 to R4 goes into F6 to B6. Yeah, so that's here. All right, let's go. Okay, quick visual inspection. The F7 needs a little, it's good, but it could be better. Yeah, there we go. Okay, the rest also looks good. And I did close the chat temporarily because I'm on the docks. So let me go back to see if I missed anything. Do you need the whole length of the ribbon, or could you technically make them shorter? I do need it, because see here, it's, yeah, I do need it. And there's shorter ones and there's longer ones, and I did order a lot of them at some point just to try it out, and those are the ones that I found work best. It's enough for the keyboard, but it's not too much either. So that's the right, and it goes here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, same thing again. C3 to R1 goes into C6 to B5. C6 to B5. So that's here. Let's solder that. Okay, and then R3 to R4 goes into F6 to B6. That goes into here. Okay. Oh, I have a short here. Let's take care of that short. Okay. Go back to Twitch. Wouldn't it be easier to first solder the ribbons to the lead Cs and then to the adapters? Yeah, so see, the problem is that when you solder the ribbon cables, then you have all this which is connected to the Elite C, and then you kind of have to add the shield PCB here, and then kind of hold it in the air with the third hand and then solder it. And it's, I mean, I've tried both, and this is the least annoying way. Okay, so let's switch to the left side. So this is left, yeah, and this goes here, yeah. And then let's go to the guide again. Might make it hard to, yeah, exactly, Charlie, exactly. So C6, C3 to R1 goes into C6 to B5. Yeah, so normally, yeah, for a proper stream, normally what I should have done is build only one keyboard, because right now what you're getting is a lot of repetitive work, because I have to do everything 4 times, because it's four halves. But I always build my keyboards in bulk, because it saves a lot of time in like setting up the whole soldering station and everything. And R3, R4, okay. I mean, for the Japan thing, if I knew you, Charlie, I will remember, because so far I think I know only 2 people who went to Japan, and one of who really like always loved it and still loves it, and he speaks almost fluent Japanese now, and he does want to move there permanently eventually, but it's complicated at the moment, and he also has a he also does have a really high-paying job here, so much high-paying that it's difficult for him to consider going to a much lower paid job in Japan. Okay, C3, R1, C6, C6, B5. I think last time I streamed I did an RGB build, and that was more interesting. Well, more interesting. You basically have a lot more to solder because you have all the LEDs. R3, R4, F6, B6. I'm almost done, and then I'm gonna switch back to the chat and read whatever you guys have posted. Okay. This one's too big. Okay. Chernobyl. Stalker. Yeah, I never started Stalker because I knew it will take my whole life away. I did see one of my flatmates disappear for 2 months playing Stalker. That was enough for me. So let's double check. 5 and 6. 5 and 6. 5 and 6. 5 and 6. That's a lot of PCBs. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna switch the tip. And no, you know what? Let's install the audio jacks. And what I like doing with the audio jacks is I just solder 2 points, and then I install the whole thing in the case, and then I solder the rest. That way I'm sure it's really perfectly flush with it. And normally I have my the third hand is on the table. I'm not gonna go there, I'm just gonna do it like this, because otherwise I have to move, and probably the camera will move and it'll be a mess. And okay. Don't do this at home, kids. Use a third hand. Yeah, the save game's being deleted. I think. Oh my god, that happened. I played a bit of Resident Evil 2, the remake, and I was way too scared to finish it. But I did. My flatmate got really pissed off because he lent the game on Steam to a friend of his who was in Spain, and then de novo, because of time zones, deleted his 100% save, and that's the moment he decided to stop buying games with de novo. That was the last straw. Yeah, that save took him a lot of time. Yeah, 1 hour into streaming so far, so good. When I'm done with that, I will disconnect the soldering iron to switch the tip and take a 1 minute break to go get some water. Ah, damn it. And then I will be back. Oh no, that's, yeah. F in the chat, boys. Ah, come on. Where's your third hand when you need it? Okay, yeah, got it. That's one. That's two. And then the final one. And then I go get some water. Okay. Okay, turn off the soldering iron. Let's try to not move the camera while getting out. Okay. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Wash my hands. Right, I'm back. Yes, it is. And the USB-C and the M4 holes and the reset button. It's amazing. He did it just for me. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm going to switch the tip of my iron to a smaller one, and then I'm going to install all the screw inserts. So that's 28 screw inserts. That's gonna take some time. Is it hot still? It's not hot anymore. Right. Let's clean it up a little bit. We don't need the PCBs at the moment. We need the cases. Let's take a look at the cases. Yeah, I like the color a lot, but it gets dirty really quick. Then we need a big bag of screw inserts. So, Charlie, I'm still discussing this with Plutonium, and I do want to offer it on the shop. It's very specific, but I do feel like it could be useful for people who build Dactyls. And probably I'm gonna offer it to Dactyl building shops, like OK Cats, probably. But the problem is that I have issues with shipping. I pay a lot for shipping. I pay 20 euros every time I ship something because I add tracking and insurance and everything, and I eat the cost of shipping myself. Oh, I need another one actually. And I couldn't sell the Splinkies with the shipping I have at the moment. I would lose money. However, I do have a plugin on my website to automatically manage all the shipping, and I have scheduled to call them and see how I can ship for cheaper and probably without track and trace. Because otherwise, yeah, I cannot. Or I will need to bill them like 20 euros for shipping, which is downright ridiculous. Anything that lowers the bar of entry. Yeah, I agree, and that's what I try to do with selling kits and PCBs, and my Dactyl Manuform PCBs are pretty popular. And I did try to make a better version with RGB and universal and everything, but it didn't work out. So, I mean, I have to do some more research. Those screw inserts were recommended by Druze on the French mechanical keyboards Discord. And those are the same that are used on the Voron 3D printers, and they are so nice to work with. They're amazing because they have this little tab on top that's smaller. I've designed the hole so that it naturally fits in, and I don't even have to guide it. I just meld it in and boop. Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I did try a lot of different techniques for attaching the plate to the case. I tried magnets, which was terrible because I had to glue them, and the glues got everywhere, and then they unglued themselves and they kept falling, and I had tolerance issues, and the magnets were way too small, and the plates kept falling off, and it was terrible. And then I tried with screws and nuts. That was okay, but then you kind of have to insert the nuts either from the other side or from the side. Like design wise, print wise, it requires a lot of post processing, and that's something I try to avoid. I could have made the hole small enough that you just screw directly into the plastic, but then the issue is that after you screwed in a few times, the thread is messed up, and then it doesn't hold in anymore. And I cannot have that. I need my keyboards to be able to... Oh, see, I pushed the screw a little bit too far in, but it's okay. I want my keyboards to be openable. It's not acceptable that if you open it for a few times, then the case breaks, right? Okay, let's continue. It is a lot of screw inserts. I use a ridiculous amount of screw inserts. On the mini I use 7 per side. On the Scylla I use 8, and on the TBK I use 9. But then the plate holds, right? It's there. It will not move. Yeah. So there's two things you want to watch out when you're installing the case. When you're installing the screw inserts. Well, more than two things. Is first thing, you don't want to touch the case accidentally with the iron, because then the case will melt and you're good to print another case. I mean, probably if you're doing it for yourself and you printed the case yourself, it's fine, but I cannot sell cases to customers with visual defects in them. And then the other problem is that if you push it in too fast or too hot, it will happen what happened here, which is the screw insert goes too far in. So for here it's okay, because I did design this so that it's no issue if it goes a bit too far in. But if it can go all the way to the other side, and then you have a big problem. So what I usually recommend is to keep the soldering iron around 200, maybe 250 degrees maximum. But because I go fast and I do this a lot, and because the people from the French Discord might know I'm a little bit of a, how do you say in English? Brut. I'm a bit of salvage. I go with very high temperatures and do it very quick. Oh, see here I messed up. It's too hot a little bit, and then make sure it's flush. And same thing with the LEDs, right? You're supposed to work around 200, 250 degrees. I just work at 400 because it goes faster, and then I complain when one of my LEDs doesn't work because I burned it because of the temperature. Yeah, I'm a brute. Yeah, Charlie, that's exactly what I'm doing. Is I'm pushing them like 2/3 of the way in, 3/4 of the way in, and then I switch the plate, and then I press it against a flat surface, and that means I'm sure that the screw insert is perfectly flush with the case. Because if I don't do that, then either it's going to be too much pushed in, or it's going to be not enough. And too much means you potentially mess up the case, and not enough means the plate will not be flush. That's a very good tip. Okay, almost done with the screw inserts. Okay, I don't know the Isometria keyboard. I don't know what keyboard is that. But then I don't know a lot about keyboards. That's the thing, because I focus so much on split ergonomics 3D keyboards. Well, first of all, I don't know a lot about regular keyboards, flat, either gasket mounted or plate mounted or whatever, and then a lot of stuff that applies to this kind of keyboards don't apply to 3D keyboards, and a lot of things, those curved keyboards have existed for a long time, right? The Dactyl was on Github, I don't know, 5-7 years ago, something like this. The problem is that it hasn't really evolved. Just people make their case and you have people right and left, maybe adding some screws or something, but I had to basically do research on my own and print prototypes and order some components and find out what worked best for me and for the people building it. And I mean, that's just one way of making keyboards. You could use magnets, you could use no plates at all. That's just the way I like making my products, because it makes them very solid, reliable, and easy to make. Well, easy. Everything's relative, but easier than hand wiring for sure. Yeah, I love screw insets. Love it. So much better than magnets. I also had some lock nuts at some point to install the shield adapters, and it's also not that great. So, yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on my computer. I'm gonna double check the orders. Just to make sure I'm not messing something up, because I do have custom orders, custom as in little changes or special requests, and I mean it takes maybe 2 or 3 weeks for the switches to arrive sometimes, and I cannot afford to mess it up and have to wait another 3 weeks. Okay, someone pinged me in Discord. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. Pre-built, Hyco Violet, no RGB. Okay. So, right and left. Now the fun begins. Let's get rid of the screw inserts. Let's go back to Twitch here. It's definitely easier than handware. I've always thought it. Yep. Yeah, actually, it's probably a terrible idea, but I'm gonna get up and go get one of my old keyboards. White, non, pre-built, Violet. Yeah. Let me carefully, very carefully get out. Then should be somewhere here. Yeah, got it. Okay, let me just very quickly check a message. Okay, back to the stream. So this is what you normally do when you, well, okay, not usually that messy, but this is a hot swap keyboard. And see, I use Amoebas, which I designed myself, with hot swap sockets, and then see this column connections and row connections, and then everything is connected to the Elite C, which was here, and then you have a LG port here, and yeah, you cannot really compare it to the new designs. Anyway, here's the Hyco Violets. Okay, I don't know, actually. I don't know a lot about switches recently. I'm completely out of the game for switches. I used to really keep up to date about all the new switches and everything, but recently not at all, because I build only for clients, so they choose the switches and I build it, and that's it. And so far I'm just using Boba U4s for myself, and I really like it. So I'm gonna open a keyboard checker on my computer. Okay, how do I see the chat? Oh, that's so bad. Where's the chat? I lost the chat. How? Oh no, I'm on my computer and I lost the. I cannot see the chat anymore. How am I so bad at this? How am I so bad at Twitch? And you could tell me how to get back the chat, but I don't have the chat. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, got it. Got it. Okay, got the chat. Back. And then I'm gonna go keyboard checker. And I'm gonna connect my USB-C cable through here, just so I can test the keyboard while I build it. Because I do like checking from time to time the keyboard, just to make sure everything works. Okay, now I have the chat, but I don't know how many people are connected, which is not that big of a deal. Topper. Oh, Topper. Yeah, Topper. Topper or Topre? I don't know. From what I heard, Topper, they don't sell the... Oh, that's gonna look beautiful. They don't sell the switches as is. You need to build a keyboard. You need to buy a keyboard pre-built with Topper, and then you need to like salvage the switches from it. And it's a lot of work and it's very expensive. And I did hear someone saying typing on Topper switches is like typing on a cloud of boobs. So definitely interesting. But I don't know if it's worth it. Okay, now the PCB doesn't want to go in. Oh, yeah, okay, got it. I think. Do I got it? Yeah, I got it. Now, so those will be a bit more annoying to install because they don't have they're plate mounted switches, not PCB mounted switches. So they will be they will not hold that well onto the PCB, which might or might not be a problem. Let's see what happens. Right, you know what? Let's just connect the keyboard and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then I have a problem. It does work. Okay, yeah, we got it. Very tactile. I don't know how tactile is tactile. Okay, then this one here. Oh yeah, they don't hold on. Usually it's easy-ish because the switches kind of hold on the PCB, but because those are plate mounted, they don't hold on at all. So we are in for a very annoying build, guys. I already messed up the case from the inside, which is fine. Okay, I'm gonna switch strategy and I'm gonna put the PCB first and then insert the switch. Okay, this is not working out. Just gonna do this one first. Yeah, this is better. The one under the pinky definitely could use my mixing switches. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at the screen at the same time I'm soldering, and I shall not do that because I've already had a few very close calls with the case with the soldering iron. So now I'm gonna try and be more careful. Okay. Okay, let's do those as well, the top ones. Okay, whoa, this one holds. Good news. Okay, this one. No, this one holds as well. Nice. See, here you want to be really careful not to touch the case with your soldering iron, otherwise it's game over. Well, it's not game over, but at least for me, I cannot sell it anymore. And if I already have the PCBs and switches and everything installed in it, it's a very expensive mistake to make. So here, yeah, I'm gonna have to bend the PCB a little bit. I should not have done that. Yeah, I should have followed my own guide. I decided to go a little crazy with how I do it, but now I messed myself up. Okay, like this. So at this point you're putting one switch on each column to fit. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, Charlie. And normally I start with the top column, but here, yeah, got it. You have to bend the PCB a bit, and those switches don't help, so I have to stray a little bit from the normal procedure. Okay, got it. Let's do the top one now. Shoot the hole. Oh, that was a terrible idea. Okay, so now I have to insert the switch while melting this. Yeah, got it. Or do I? Yeah, I have it. Whoa, look guys, I can become famous. I could buy a boat. Okay, it's a bit messed up here, but honestly I think that's all good as it's gonna get with those switches. Even the pin here is not that great. No, he's offering not mods. Mod, yeah. I don't need mods. I need modifiers. Haha, badum. For my keyboards, did you get the joke? Please help. I played Call of Duty for a few hours and stuck in Xbox. Yeah, I've had I've had MX Blacks on a Cherry keyboard. It was a full, it was 100% keyboard, I think. It was terrible. The black MX Blacks are terrible switches, in my opinion. All MX switches are, well, they're not terrible. They're entry level. So for the same price, you can get something better. And the black ones specifically were way too heavy for me, and often I will, around the middle of the day, I will start to get cramps in my fingers and in my hands because it was so heavy to type on. Yeah, blacks are well, heavy-ish. I guess box navies are heavier, but then box navies are box navies, I guess. $80 grams. Yeah, okay. I understand better why I was complaining so much about the things being heavy. Okay, it's nice. I'm starting to be a little bit more relaxed, and rather than being all focused on the PCBs and everything. Also, because I mean it's still repetitive, but this part of the build has a bit more variety because you need to fit the PCBs and work a bit with them, and the switches go in different positions and so on, and so and. Only had tried brown, so try something else. Oh, you had an Ergodox Easy. How do you like it? I keep seeing it popping up, and it is very interesting seeing this for me because they went pretty much like it's still a very niche keyboard, right? Split, ergo, everything, but they pretty much went commercial with it. Oh, this looks so good. And I kind of want to do something like this eventually, so I mean their website is a bit too much, but see that the PCB doesn't hold, so I have to hold it myself. Normally with PCB mounted switches, the PCB will hold itself. It will be way easier. Oh, thankfully I believe my Securios I've got here from Zeal are PCB mounted. I hope, otherwise it's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna have not a good time. Yeah, that's nice to know. Okay, I'm also checking from time to time I didn't mess up the keyboard, but so far so good. I can usually focus way more, but now that I have to also manage the stream and the chat and entertain you guys, multitasking, not great. Yeah, let's go. Okay, got it. Got this one. Oh, no, I let it go. Let's try and get a better fit. Yeah, got it. Nice fit. Oh, so you did try a Kinesis. What do you think of the Charlie? What do you think of the Kinesis versus the two keyboards you have from me? Because if I do go professional, my main competition is basically going to be the Maltron and the Kinesis. Okay, let's check the switches. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay, everything works. No, I mostly want to know about the kinesis advantage. Actually, because that I've heard a lot of it and I've seen it a lot, but I've never had one in my hands. And even though I did use Dactyl Manuforms for multiple years, I never tried any other ergonomic keyboard. Like I did play a bit with an Iris and with the Corn, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, this one works. Oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, let's continue. Great. I think the going with white for this build was the right choice. Yeah, yeah. Once you go with curved keyboards, you cannot go back, and then you have everyone at the office looking weird at you forever. At least that's what happened at my old place. Well, not that it's a problem now because of work from home, but okay. 7 years of kinesis. Oh damn. Yeah. So, Derek, I when I designed the Scylla, which is here, I did consider adding function keys to make it more approachable, but in the end I decided that my guess is most of the people who will buy this kind of stuff are already a bit invested in keyboards and they will know about layers, and so it does help with keeping a very small footprint. Okay, let's do this one from the inside. I still haven't soldered the Scylla yet, but my guess is it'll be probably more annoying to install, unfortunately, than a TBK. I mean, it is cheaper as well. I will sell it for cheaper, but it will be more annoying to install than a TBK, mostly because it's so much more compact, and the PCBs will be much closer to the edges. Yeah, agreed. Don't go with ergo. Yeah. I mean, if you really want to go ergo, you just go with a mini. Honestly, but I think the 6x4 layout is a pretty good start for going into ergo. So, oh yeah, I was gonna say those don't work, but I haven't soldered them. Let's solder the thumb cluster. Finish soldering the thumb cluster as well. Okay, and this one here is a bit more annoying because it's all the way back. Okay. Okay. So that's 1 out of 4 done. Oh my god. I mean, the golf ergo. Yep. And I went back to the. Okay, that's good to know. That's really good to know. Appreciated that my products are useful. I mean, it is after all based on the Dactyl Manuform, and the Dactyl Manuform is a keyboard that a lot of work went into it, and I just took the same switch placement. So now I did the right, gotta do the left. Yeah, let's go. No, you want a skeletal, yeah. If you want custom colors, that's doable completely. If you want to build one, you can also try it. I've got some PCBs specifically made for the skeletal coming today. And before that, I was using just the mini PCB, which is this one. But then you have to break off this column, right? The last one. And then this means the inputs for the, you lose the RGB, the per key RGB. So I designed and ordered some PCBs just for the skeletal, and DHL told me it's coming today, I hope. So that's also very exciting. To be to be honest, with the skeletal, I didn't intend on selling it at first because I thought it was way too niche. But it had so much success on GitHub, and then people started asking me how to buy it, so I just started selling it by necessity more than choice. And one thing I do have a problem with still, oh no, I messed up again in the same spot, is I don't have a software for the skeletal yet, because the one person I was selling to was gonna use Miryoku with it. So I do still need to work on a QMK firmware for the skeletal, and probably put QWERTY on it. And I guess probably I will work from another keyboard with the same configuration, and then just work from there. Oh, I'm gonna take off my sweater. It's getting pretty warm in here, even though the curtains are closed. Okay, let's do this one as well. Yeah, now is a good moment to order, because I didn't get a lot of orders this month, mostly because I didn't do so much marketing. But I had to go through a lot of personal stuff, and I also had a lot of nice little projects like the trackball and the Scylla. So it was actually nice to spend a little bit less time packaging, even if it means that I have less fun money, as in money to buy prototypes and that kind of stuff. I mean, I can still live, so. Okay, so I had to take this and move it here. And it made a sound I didn't like, so I'm gonna have to check if I messed up the PCB. Yeah, what I will do is I will share the QMK configuration. There is a QMK config mostly ready, but the key map is not. The key map is what needs work. Do I have water here? I think I have. Let me get some water. Talking a lot gets your mouth dry. Okay. Oh, okay, let's connect the keyboard and see if it registers. Okay. It does. Let's continue. If I can finish 2 keyboards in 4 hours, that will be so hilarious. Considering I had to spend before that 8 hours on a single keyboard, that will be 4 times faster, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Still getting used to layer and not nearly fast enough. Yeah, I'm really interested by home row mods though. I haven't really taken the time to try it yet. Oh, it holds. Careful. Okay, one more. Even the big, those big pins in the middle are not. They're weird. This is Hackos are weird. Just by Cherry MX Browns. Yes, it fits. So you have a shop. Hello, Tajsesk. Welcome, thank you for joining us. I'm building 2 Dactyl Manuform minis today. And this is called the TBK version. And I do have a shop where I sell those either as kits. So it comes with the case and with the PCBs, everything. It's the only place where you can get those flexible PCBs. And I do also sell pre-builds with a bunch of options. And I sell a 6x4 and a 6x3 version. And I have a new keyboard coming very soon. And other people who are in the chat, maybe one of you guys can post the address of the shop. Oh, thank you. Already been done. Wow. Thank you, Charlie. I mean, we're almost halfway through now. Yeah. I like split ergos. I like calling them splergos. Sounds absolutely disgusting. Splergos. My end game is a splergo. Yeah, if you have a Discord, you can also hop on the Discord. We have a lot of helpful people over there. I'm really happy with the Discord though, honestly, so far. It's still small, but it's growing, and like I do love the fact that some people go way overboard in there and start using tents made out of Lego and super custom key maps, and because in the end, even though I have a lot of projects around ergonomics, I'm only one guy, so it's nice seeing that there's this small community growing of people who are interested in ergonomics. Okay, I will just check the keys. Okay, so far everything works. That's great news. Let's install the thumb cluster, and then I can finish the keyboard, and then I think I will screw the plates in and show off the final result, and then I will switch to the other one. I will need to do some filing here. I can see there's still some, maybe I can see it's not so nice. Nice. Basically the best I can do. 3D printing, yay. Oh yeah, congrats on getting a Curia. Yeah, Curias are great little keyboards. I'm really amazed that the amount of stuff that Thomas has managed to put into those, and also, of course, the way he's growing his company and handling his business is it's nice. It's a big inspiration for me. Also, the fact that I live like 2 hours away from him is always very funny. Yeah, Kyrias are great little keyboards, and the one of the big things that he has and I don't have is his kits are way more affordable, and I think that's also important. So more people. That's the thing. I don't. If I do make, I do want to make my kits more affordable, but then it's also very niche, right? Like split keyboards are already a niche, and then the ergonomic split keyboards are even worse. And I have to play with demand versus supply and pay my prototypes. Ugh. Usually what I do is just throw stuff around and see what works, so I'll probably continue doing that. Ooh, my back is starting to hurt a bit. Fun. Uh, oh, je bent alles van de Netherlands. Ik ben niet van de Netherlands, ik ben Frans. Maar ik ben hier in Dordrecht. 15 minuten van Rotterdam for a year and a half now, and that's about as much Dutch as I can speak because I don't have time to learn it. Kyria, he started a year before me, I think, something like this, and he was a one-man business only for super long, and that's amazing the amount of stuff he managed to do by being all alone. And now I believe he has 2 employees to help him, and that's also amazing to see. Man, if one day I get employees, whoa! But I'm barely making enough to pay myself, so paying employees will be more complicated. Yeah, Kyria is definitely more affordable and easier to build. Speaking of, now comes my favorite part, which is screwing the plates. Almost the plates. Where are the screws? I'm sure I have the screws somewhere here. I put them here specifically so I will have easy access to it, and then I lost them. How does that happen? Let me walk around a bit. Nope, they're here. Never mind. Yeah. Once you go split, you never go back. Once you discover there's so much better ways than I want these are the ones. Yeah. I wish I could make PCBs as nice as his. I wish. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the Elite C. It goes here. Okay guys, I'm gonna give you a warning. I'm gonna use a power tool, so probably this will make a lot of noise. So if you have headphones or speakers, you can turn the volume down now. I'm gonna use my Makita. So be careful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one. Okay, see the USB is not perfectly aligned. But Yeah, okay, so the USB-C is not aligned, so I will have to, I think I know what happened, is, I mean it works, and probably for someone building it himself will be perfectly fine, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this screw insert a little bit to the left, see it's a little bit screwed, so the USB-C goes a little bit to the left as well, and I have a better alignment. Okay, she'll be fine. So eBastler, it will be easier by hand for aligning everything, I guess, but the thing is, those keyboards use a very unreasonable amount of screws, and often I have to unscrew them to double check that the diodes are installed correctly, and sometimes a switch doesn't work, and trust me, you unscrew 5 screws one time, and then you're like, okay, I need a power tool. I'm not gonna do it manually. And there's tools for that, right? There's you can buy those precision electric screwdrivers. Probably I will do it manually now because this is the second time I messed this up, and this is not good. There's those electric screwdrivers. I agree that a Makita is completely overkill, but I have one on hand, so I mean that's how I build my shelves. And when I move to my new atelier, that's probably also how I'm gonna build. I need more storage, so I found some wood, and I'm probably gonna build some really nice shelves from it with my Makita. Okay. Now we're still pretty much on track for finishing everything in 4 hours, guys. Amazing. Okay, that's one. And now the other one. I should have started with the... Is it... this one is not aligned as well. I will start with the left one here. Easier. Don't have experience with it though, yeah. I mean, I did use one for a bit that a friend got from Action for like probably 5 or 10 euros, and it was terrible, so I didn't really... Oh, I know what's happening. I know why my USB is not aligned. I know what's happening. This one's aligned. Yeah, see, this one's aligned. It's because I'm not following my own guide. I should play a bit with the audio jack and make sure... Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's aligned. Yeah, see, that's also something I hope to resolve with the Splinky, is you do have to play a lot with placement and tolerances. And see, for example, here my audio jack is still not installed properly. Okay, got it. Oh, this, I don't like this. Yeah. Well, I have very detailed build guides, and then people don't use them. And even I don't use them, so, yeah. Because that's the problem with those keyboards, is in the end they are still a very complex build. If this one was a bit harder to insert than I would have liked, but it did work. Oh, I know what's happening. It's the audio jack is not properly inserted from the other side, so because I'm lazy, I'm not gonna spend time unscrewing it, and I'm just gonna push it from this side. That's also probably a terrible idea. See, that's also a thing. Yeah, they are, eBastler. That's also a thing that happens. Oh, I cannot do that. When you're building one of those, is you're gonna have to do some adjustments. It's never gonna go perfectly right, and I mean that's the case with all keyboards, I guess, but because this is 3D printed with PCBs and like there's so much more stuff that can go and that will go wrong. Okay. Yeah, much better. Oh yeah, that's what happened. I changed the screw insert position while trying to fix the audio jack positioning, but I should have just moved the audio jack instead, because now my screw insert is too much to the left. But it's okay. Just gotta hold this one. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. Yeah, that's also why I'm very excited for those custom bolts. Okay, is it flush? It's flush. Everything's connected. USB-C is very okay. Audio jack is okay. Let's solder. We're almost done with this keyboard. Wow. And then I can switch to the Zale switches, which will be way less annoying, hopefully. And my desk is a mess again. Yay. Yeah, looks pretty okay. And now the fun part, which is the plates. Oh, no, the reset buttons. I'm missing the reset buttons. Let's do those. I mean, I went through the trouble of adding big reset buttons on my PCB, and my builds will be a shame not to use them. This is the most annoying part. Okay, got it. That's one. Where's my yeah. Okay, let's do the other one as well. Okay. Then I will also need pads here, and I guess a lot of screws, and I need the 8mm ones, which are here. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use the Makita again. You've been warned. One, 2, 3, and for the pads, anti-slip pads, someone on the Discord, I don't remember the name, I'm so sorry, had this amazing idea to add holes in there so the pads stay in there and don't slip off from the plate. And that's such a neat idea. The reset button is perfectly here. Yeah, I'm really afraid for the white. It's gonna be a pain to keep clean. Okay, now let's add the pads. 1, 2. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it was a terrible idea to print it in white. I'll see what kind of feedback I get from the clients. But it does look amazing. I mean, look at that. Wow. Let's keep it on the side. Let's do the other plate now. See, normally what I do is then I spend maybe 5 minutes inspecting all the solders and soldering points and everything. But I will do this later because I want to get the whole 2 keyboards done just as a fun challenge. And watching some random guy who's looking at a keyboard for half an hour is also pretty boring. There's nothing much to look at. I had a white mouse. Oh, white mouse. No, this plastic will not deteriorate. If you leave it outside, it will. But because of the sun, but inside the color will stay the same. I mean, it's also filamentum. It's pretty good plastic as far as plastic goes. Okay, there we have it. Wow. eBastler, this is filamentum extra fill traffic white. PLA. So yeah, I'm gonna take a small break, but I do have something to show you. Well, Charlie specifically first. Let me see if I can find. Oh well, you're on my Patreon, so probably you've seen it. But yeah, here it is, the 8-ball and custom PCB made by a colleague in France. Put it on top. Voila, you have a mouse. Except it doesn't work at the moment. So, and the TBK. I did a stream yesterday where I presented the cilia. Let's move those away. The cilia. I showed the cilia and I showed some tricks on how to design. And my problem with the TBK here is that it's a pretty old design, and at this point, when I designed it, I did some poor choices, and I wasn't as good as designing is now, so modifying it is terrible, and adding a trackball here would have been a mess, whereas here it's way easier. So probably I try to do that sometime when I get the mouse working, of course. That's the first step. Okay, let's look at the chat. Alright guys, I'm taking a few minutes break because turns out that streaming is exhausting and I have another keyboard to build. So I will take a few minutes break, get some water, get some fresh air, and come back soon to build with those Securios. Wow, they look really good though. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Maybe I can. Let's also clean up a bit the working space. Okay. Okay, be back very soon. Alright, alright. I don't know how ready I am for this, but here we go, guys. Second, it's 2.5 hours in. I still have an hour and a half and one keyboard to make. Yeah, let's go. I'm exhausted. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. So this is the right. This goes here. This is the left. This goes here. This and here and here. Okay. Got it. Right. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do something important, which is I'm gonna check the order on the website just to make sure I'm not missing anything before I install everything in. Okay, so not this one. I think it's white, no RGB, pre-built, Securios. Oh no, I didn't lose Twitch. I lost the keyboard checker. Keyboard checker. Okay. Well, let's first make sure everything fits. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's start with the top one. Oh yeah, this is so much better with pins. So much better. Yeah, thank you for the message, eBastler, but the thing is at the moment I'm so focused on growing this company that I'm completely out of the game for switches. Like I spend most of my time designing and building and advertising and shipping and packing, and I just don't have, like, I got one keyboard and it works and that's it. I don't have the time like I had before to try a lot of different switches. And I mean, I do try a lot of different switches through the orders I get from clients, but so far I feel that ZL switches are a bit overrated, at least for the price you have to pay for them. And I really want to try the Duroc Koalas. I've heard a lot of good things about them. And I also really like the Duroc Creamy Yellow. So even though I don't like linears usually I'm a very tactile kind of switch guy, but the Duroc Yellows were amazing. Oh yeah, this is so much easier. So much easier. Yeah, that's the thing, Charlie. If you're a professional and you work in a company, you're most probably using a membrane keyboard. When you look at the ergonomic keyboard that you can get when you're in a company, there's basically the Kinesis, and it uses cherry browns. So I expect that if I offer something for companies, like Boba U4s will be good enough. Probably. I just say, oh, it's Dactyl, it's one of the best switches, and that's it. Because if then you find out you find someone. When I get people who don't really know which switches they want, it's two kind of people. Either it's someone who knows a lot about switches, and then he will choose exactly the ones he wants, or it's someone who doesn't know that much, and then usually what I advise is to get a switch tester. But I try giving a little bit of feedback when I can. Like if they want something, if they know they want Dactyl, or if they know they want linear, I will give a little bit of feedback by email, and that's part of all the communication I do with with my clients. But in the end, switches are such a personal thing that in the end, what will work only is to get a tester and test it and find out what you prefer. Yeah, that's a big thing for office is silent switches. That's very important for an office. I did at the company I was working for a few years back. Don't never do this. That's a terrible idea. There was this guy that had a board with low profile chalk blues, and he used it in an open space. And I mean, none of his colleagues complained. I mean, most of them were on the phone all day anyway. But it is nice to have some. I do like myself some silent switches. Okay, got it. See, the switch holds the PCB. That's how it's supposed to go. Oh, let me try the keyboard. Does it register keys? Yeah, it does. Good news. Okay, this one is a bit messed up. Let's keep it on the side. Let's continue. I'm almost considering for my do-it-yourself kits to go with green PCBs, because then I can switch from 0.8 to 0.6 thickness, and it is way easier to install. 0.8 is really at the limit of if you want to have an okay, like doable installation. Oh no, oh no, it slipped. Switch test is a great. Yeah, agreed. And that's how you end up with 5 keyboards at home, unfortunately. In the research of that one perfect switch. Okay, let's. Yeah, got it. Don't do this at home. I do this because I know my PCBs and I know exactly where the traces are, and I did enough mistakes so I know where I can push a little bit when necessary, but don't use sharp tools. Use your hands. Yeah, I messed up quite a few PCBs. I have, yeah, end cases also. I have this big 2 boxes full of cases and prototypes, and then I have I don't know how many hundreds of PCBs laying around it. And then people wonder why my things are a bit more more expensive than the competition who uses hand wiring and Amoebas. Okay. I am literally surrounded with homemade keyboards. Yes, I am. Maybe at the end of the stream, if I have some time, I show you guys around in my stash. Because I need to do some cleaning and throwing away, and now is a good time. Yes, okay, got it. Okay, thumb cluster, and we're almost done with half of it already, so it's going pretty fast. Once you get in the zone, okay, now comes the easy part. Check. Yes. Okay. So far so good. That's my favorite part. Just all the PCBs are installed and secured, and you just have to insert the switches, and that's it. Okay, this one is a bit messed up. Yeah. And oh, this one also looks really gorgeous. It's gonna look amazing. Okay. Yeah, see, the problem with the Scylla at the moment is probably this switch here will be very annoying to solder, and I'm sure this one will as well. It will be hell to solder, but switching to the Splinky will help a lot. Yeah, I mean, it is a nice looking keyboard though. I love those keycaps. They feel so smooth. Okay. Alright, let's do the thumb cluster as well. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna immediately take care of that shield, so it's done. Oh, there's still some support material. There's still some support material left over. Okay. See, the USB-C is not aligned. That's because you need to play with the audio jack right and left until it's better. See, it's a bit better, but not perfect yet, so probably I will do it manually. That's something that will be fixed by the splinky. So you want it a bit more on the outside. Yeah, this will be fine. Oh, Charlie, a newborn to mechanical keyboards does not own ergonomic 3D printed mechanical keyboards. You usually start with TKLs with Browns or something. Ah, it's still not aligned. Let's see if I can work something. Okay, almost there. Okay. Oh, maybe no, should be okay. It's still not well aligned, and that's probably because, yeah. Okay, let's see here. See, that's something I'm trying to learn is to do is make the whole build easier to do and faster, because it's really not normal that I'm spending 5 minutes trying to align the audio jack. No, I made it even worse. You want all the cool stuff, yeah. I wanted the cool stuff as well. That's why I got a 3D printer and I started making PCBs. And I ended up 2 years later in Netherlands running a business around it. Things escalated very quickly. Okay, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. Let's do it by hand for the thumb cluster. Let's get those screws. Yeah, I do. That's why I'm very hyped for the splinky. But that's also because it's a very important part. It's the part which is displayed, and it's displayed in the back of the keyboard, so it needs to be to look absolutely perfect. And I do have a bit of tolerance. So here, see, there's a bit of a hole. And I'm gonna see if the USB-C still fits. It doesn't. So we have a problem. Oh, I know what's happening. I think I know. Yeah, it's with any hobby, really. You can go really deep into the rabbit hole. Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time on this also because at this point I'm pretty tired, and I do want it to look perfect. So yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still better than the solutions other Dactyl Manuforms use with all the sandwiches and everything, but it's still not perfect. Oh, I know what's happening. This is on the one that the Elite C was slightly bent. That's why you want to be really careful when installing the shield. That will be the first interaction with both. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but with those, you can, my goal was that you can insert the USB-C cable without looking. It naturally finds its way in, and that's accomplished, so I'm pretty happy with it. Mechanical, it's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. It is a bit harder to insert than I would like, but see, there's a little bit of play here, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about it. There's always a little bit of play. I'm not really happy with it. Maybe. Oh, my keyboard fell. My laptop fell. Put it. Yeah. All is good. Okay, so that's one half. Let's do the other half. Things are going okay so far. Yeah, let's start with this one here. Oh, the PCB doesn't hold this time. Oh, there you go. Oh, my neck hurts so bad. Yeah, thank you very much for hanging out here, Charlie, and see you around. I'm almost done anyway. I'll probably be finished in 10 minutes. So if I can be finished in the next 10 minutes, that's 2 keyboards in 3 hours. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's try to speed run it. Speed running keyboards. Hey everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe, blah blah blah. Oh, I'm bad at this. Going well so far. Hey, let's connect it. Let's see if it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, works perfectly. Let's do the bottom column. Okay, let's try and align this one. Yeah, yeah. This one is always a bit difficult. The ones at the bottom are always a bit difficult, but I got it. Hey, Monarch Mangold. Yeah, it did. It did. It took a lot of time to fit, and then it took a lot of time to um, develop. This is version, I don't know, officially the number on it is 1.0, but that's for the mini. I've probably done at least 2 dozen versions of those to get the holes the right size, and adding the ribbon cables was a big one. Adding the perky RGB took a lot of time as well. I mean, it did pay off. I'm the only one in the world selling perky RGB PCBs like this, so I did see some flexible PCBs like this hanging around online, but as far as I know, it was only one person making them and not like a shop, and then they didn't have all the nice little things I have, like ribbon connectors and perky RGB, and like on the big ones on the 4 row one, I use BAT54 diodes, which means there's half as many diodes. So that's also very nice. Less components, less time spent soldering. I have a new version coming with bigger pads for those BAT54 diodes, because at the moment they're a bit annoying to install. That will be a huge help. BAV, what's BAV 70? Let me Google that. High speed switching diode. Oh yeah, okay, it's basically the same. I like the BAT54 because they have the same size as the SOD123 diodes I have, which is 12. The size is 1206. I feel it's a nice size to hand solder. It's definitely not easy for beginners, but it's perfectly doable. Yeah, I was looking for packages with 4 diodes, but it's a bit excessive. 2 diodes is a pretty sweet spot. This is I can see the finish line. We're getting close. 3 hours, yeah. If I can, I want to finish it in the next 4 minutes, and then it's 2 keyboards in 3 hours, which is so ridiculous. This one I messed up the pin. I have to remove it. Why do they hold so well? Oh, and my switch spoiler is all the way back behind my laptop. I'm just gonna push it from here. This is how you mess up a PCB. You push too hard, then you go all the way through the PCB and you mess it up. It did happen to me once. So I'm just gonna like, yeah, got it. Yeah, that's a bent pin. Good thing I have spares always. And then I'm probably gonna go home and take a nap. Maybe I take a nap at work. I do have a couch. Okay, let's fit all of this. And this fits perfectly. Oh, I didn't finish soldering this one. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Let's do it then. Oh no, I'm gonna go over the 3 hours. Oh well, it's also fine. I could have saved like probably at least 20 minutes if I had Splinkies. Okay, this side looks good. Let's do the other side, which will be way more annoying. But hey, that's my bad. I forgot to do it. Okay, that's half. Let's do the other side. Cool. This one is done. Yeah, that one's a way better fit. That's great. Let's get some screws. Then reset buttons, audio jacks, and then the plate, and we will be pretty much done. Nice. Okay. Then audio jacks. Yeah, Bluetooth is... I cannot handle Bluetooth at the moment. Too much. Like, I do have a few people asking for it, but not enough that it will warrant me making a key map and adding support and everything. And I do want to add Vial though. Like I have plans to add Vial to the Scylla pretty very soon, probably next week if I have the time. I think that will already be pretty nice. And it did also give me some time to catch up on the whole closed source VI controversy. It was so much fun looking through all the Git discussions, GitHub discussions. So much popcorn to be had. Yep, that's also a big thing. The whole legal aspect of it. And I don't have time to deal with that either. Okay. Is this it? I think this is it. Trying to get you guys a good angle. It's not easy. Ah. One, two, three, 4, 5, got it. Where's the USB-C cable? Look, you can see a little bit of light. I don't know how well you can see it from the no, you cannot see it at all. The LED light of the Elite C makes a pretty nice underglow. Will be cool to have some underglow in those cases. Okay, let's do the other one. Yeah, I use some nice nanos as well. Actually, I have a whole mini build. I have a mini build in white with Boba U4s and nice nanos and 600 milliampere hour batteries, which I did as a demo just to check how well the nice nanos and ZMK worked, and I'm really happy with it. And I'm kind of trying to sell it, but not really not really chasing it either. So it's basically a three or 400 euro thing just laying around in my drawers. And also because I really cannot be bothered to do the ZMK shield at the moment. Yeah, I got my nice nanos from Thomas Bestler. I got them from him, and I get all my Elite Cs from him as well. Even though hopefully soon I switch to the to plutonium with his splinkies. It will save me a lot of time. Yeah, ZMK is, I mean, once you get the hang of it, basically you just have to create a shield with some information on rows and columns and then a key map, and that's it. Its main problem with me is I'm too lazy to create the key map manually again from scratch. And VIA, I did have a lot of trouble with VIA because their documentation is shit. But the VIA documentation looks much better, and it's open source as well, so that's a big bonus. Monarch. I do not have big volumes. That's the thing. Not big enough that I can order in bulk. I do feel like I'm getting closer and closer to my end game, in quotes, end game design, and that means that maybe I could do a Kickstarter or a group buy, and then I could order in bulk. But that's to be seen. Okay, let's bring the other one as well. Take a look at the final results. Oh no, I'm sorry, I moved the camera. Yes, Monarch, give me a minute. Can I fit all of them? Yes, looks amazing. Let me find you the 5-column one. I will actually. Okay, look, I have this as well. This one is Bluetooth with nice nanos and Boba U4s. And then I have this one as well, which was one of the first minis I made. Also with Perky RGB and Boba U4's clear top, and I installed a Pimoroni trackball on this one, but I didn't like the trackball in the end. I still have it somewhere. Yeah, here. The trackball was here. And then wait, the small ones. The small ones are under the computer. I have to move my stuff. Give me a minute. Okay, my stash. Yeah, I'm moving around, and the camera is literally my phone that's on a tattoo lamp. That's very old. So okay, this is the 5-column one. I'm waiting for feedback on the picture. Yeah, and this is with Wizard's Voodoo, and it looks gorgeous. Let me let me put the rest back in the stash. These will go away. So this is Wizard's Voodoo, and I've played a bit with colors. So I have also blue here, and I have red. I like the red a lot. It's a bit too Christmas for me, but I like it. I have more Wizard's Voodoo. I have Toxic Green. I have this Azure Blue from Prusament. And you see the layer lines a little bit too much for me. And this is the Skeletal version 1, by the way. This is version 1. This is version 2. Quite a lot changed between those two. And I got more red and blue. And that's not even half of my stock. I have a ridiculous amount of stuff laying around. Okay, let's put back on the nice ones in pictures. And probably I will. Yes. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spend some time to take some really nice pictures of those two in my Lightbox, and then I'm very busy this weekend, but probably either tomorrow or on Monday I will double check those again, check that every switch works perfectly. This one I want to align the USB-C port a little bit better. That's gonna take me some time. And once that's done, it's gonna be, yeah, I'm also gonna open them again and visually check all the diodes, all the ribbon cables, all the switches, everything, just to make sure everything is connected properly. And then I'm gonna package them and ship them. So that's the program. Oh, I'm exhausted. Wow. Well, Thank you guys a lot for following. It was great to have some people around while working, and I will see you around. Bye.